Hey, what's going on, Flash Mob? It's your boy Flash back again with another video. And I just got back from shooting a destination wedding in a beautiful location in Runaway Bay, Jamaica. It was a beautiful resort with an amazing couple, and I can't wait to share the footage with you guys. While I was away, my friends over at Viltrox sent me over the EF-R3 PRO speed booster for review. So I'm going to get this out of the way right away. They did send me this unit free for review. But as always, all of my opinions are going to be 100% authentic to how I feel about the product. And of course, at the end of the video, I'll give you guys my personal recommendations and what I think. Let's take a minute and check this out. Run the intro. So if it's your first time here, welcome. My channel is all about helping you turn your passion into a paycheck whilst taking you along my filmmaking journey. If that's the kind of thing that you're into, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. So first, let's talk about what a speed booster even does for you. It's actually this little magical piece of glass that you add onto the front of your camera that actually allows you to increase the size of your frame and as well as add more light to your sensor. And just to make this as simple as possible, it's basically increasing the size of your sensor. Yeah, it's some kind of weird magic. Viltrox made an RF to EF speed booster with a cine locking mount that gives you a 0.71 times crop factor. When you actually look at the image in the frame and just see how much wider of an aspect ratio you get, that's where you really start understanding the significance of a speed booster. A speed booster also does something else that's pretty good. It gives you about one stop more of light. So basically, if you have a 1.4 aperture lens, it brings it all the way to a 1.0 aperture lens, which is a huge difference. So here's why, if you own a Komodo, why a speed booster might be one of the most important things in your kit. The Komodo sensor is actually a 1.33 crop rather than the 1.5 times crop. So what that means is when you actually multiply it by 0.71 times crop, you actually get a sensor size of 0.94, which is slightly larger than full frame. So this is incredible, especially when you decide to start shooting in slow motion with the Komodo. So the not so cool thing about RED cameras is every time you lower the resolution, you increase the crop on the sensor. So by adding a speed booster, when you go down from 6K to let's say 4K to get 60 frames per second, you still get to maintain a decent sized frame. A couple of things that I really like about the Viltrox speed booster is its actual price. It comes in at $316 at B&H, and for what you get, that's actually a really good price. If you compare that price to the Canon or Metabone speed booster with the same 0.71 crop factor, you're still looking at a price range between $449 and $599. So you can really start understanding where this is actually a really good option. The other things I really like about it is the build quality and the fact that it has a locking EF mount. The entire thing is made out of metal and glass, and it doesn't feel cheap at all. And due to the locking mount, there is no play between where the speed booster meets the lens, which is amazing for me. A downside of using a speed booster is because you are adding another glass element in front of the lens, you may experience a drop off in image quality. But this really does depend on the kind of lens that you're also using in the first place. I haven't seen any drop off in image quality while I was using my Sigma Cine Zoom, so this is not something that I'll generally worry about. Alright guys, so future Jamal here, just going through the edit, and there's something that I wanted to bring up real quick about this speed booster. So if you are using the lens on this speed booster, make sure it's a full frame lens, because if you use something that only covers the Super 35 sensor, you are going to get huge vignettes on the frame that you're actually working on. So my Sigma Cine Zooms are Super 35, and because of that fact, if I go all the way to 6K and I put on a speed booster, I will get vignettes around the frame. However, on a RED camera, if you go down to 4K and you use a speed booster, you will essentially get something close to full frame without it essentially making the lens vignette. So just something to think about. If you do have full frame sensors, this is what you want to use with these speed boosters, and everything will be okay. You also get some pretty funky lens flares. There is a pronounced flare that shows up in the frame when you get it at a certain angle that I personally actually don't mind too much. But I really feel like this is subject to the user. I know some cinematographers that absolutely love light flares, and I know some that literally hate them. So, I mean, and if you really don't want lens flares, the easy thing to do is to just add a matte box. So here's how I feel about this speed booster. For the price and what it actually does, it almost seems like a no-brainer to me. It's going to take any lens that you use and expand the frame for you, and it's also going to add an additional stop of light coming into the sensor, which is really great for especially low light situation. So it's almost like adding another lens to your kit. If you have the money, I say pick it up. For myself, I know for sure that this is something I'm going to be using a lot now with this Komodo. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you have any other questions, make sure you leave it in the comments below. And if you like this video and it helped you in any way, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future ones. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember to look, learn, and share. Take it easy, guys. Peace.